beautiful shot right over the top of McLaughlin, and there's no one in the league that's going to get to that one.
Taylor Peter guarded by Wemby. Wemby with a little smile as he was defending Peter. They switch. Toppin trying to get free. Peter in the corner.
Here's Nembhard handing it off to Flagg. Guarded by Bryant. Flagg dips inside. Wemby was there waiting.
Goes up like he was going to shoot it and then passed it. 8 turnovers for the Spurs, 8 for the Pelicans. Saddiq Bey, baseline, and Wembanyama swats another one. And then sends that out of bounds.
There is nothing to eat in the paint for the Pelicans. I mean, that's a great contest there by Steph Castle. Victor gets back in the play, and he's just extremely active in the paint area, going after everything.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Home opener for the Spurs. Tyrese Martin kicks it to Clowney. Pump fake by Clowney. Back to Martin.
It's a matter of time.
Martin. Now Williams. Here inside the Frost Bank Center. Thomas passing out. Spurs had a big lead last night against the Nets. Want to see them get that big lead and then not give it up.
And then there's a play there that's not going to be in the stat sheet where Victor affects Murray Boyles there in the middle of the paint. Any other big, he's probably going to try a little jump hook there. Instead, he ends up throwing the ball out of bounds.
Walter behind the back. And McLaughlin picked it off.
And there's Victor deterring another shot in the paint. He caused that turnover.
Barrett driving. Didn't want to challenge that time. Out of bounds off of Toronto.
And that last block sticks in the back of your mind. Trying to drop it off to Murray Boyles, and that's where Victor causes a turnover once again.
Hawkins Jr. to a trailing Fontecchio. The up fake, the drive, the underhand pass stolen.
Just couldn't quite get that ball higher off the glass. Oh.
Larson lost it. Then it goes off of Champagne.
That's what happens when you see a wide open layup and Victor chasing you down. All kinds of weird things start happening. You start fumbling the ball. You watch here. He's normally going to go in there, but he's trying to figure out, how am I going to get this shot up?
Vassell trying to tee up Wiggins. Wiggins passes out. Davion Mitchell. No good on the three.
Now, Wiggins going to take that shot against any other center in the league. He's got Victor lurching again, passes the ball back out.
The largest lead. Kick ball.
There's just so much uncertainty when you penetrate and Victor's in the paint. You have guys that are just apprehensive, they're reluctant to make passes or to take shots. They get in there, they leave their feet, they're trying to find receivers on the perimeter. Just completely disruptive when he's lurking in the paint area.
Spurs have been top 5 in the league so far in field goal percentage. O'Neal underneath. Castle came back. Dunn attacking. He has to go all the way back out.
Both of those guys put up big numbers for a couple of years on teams that weren't winning a lot of games. Now, their role, not necessarily as high profile, but very, very important.
Hachimura kept that alive. Ayton, one-on-one, decides not to take a chance.
Corner and wing threes are being had because of the load up on the lane, because you're worried about Victor Wembanyama on that rim dive. You have to pinch on that. Three-point shots to be had all over the floor right now for San Antonio.
Nice save that time from DeAndre Ayton. Seeing him do a lot of the hustle plays. Laravia off the bounce, drives inside. Legs.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama already changing the thought process here for the Lakers. DeAndre Ayton, the year he's having, he would have gone into a jump hook right there. Instead, thinks better of it. Again, doesn't take the 15-footer because Wemby's lurking. Wemby making that play at the rim, and then one more time here. Jake LaRavia turns the corner. You think he's going to get it up on the glass, ends up in a bad shot at the end of that shot clock.
Well, J.J. Redick, when he was talking about Wembanyama before the game, because he appears out of nowhere. You think you have a possibility of a layup or a dunk or a shot around the paint, and there he is. Here the crowd responds to that.
You can see the Laker bench respond to that because DeAndre Ayton is coming into the game.
Hachimura, he's going to be out a little bit. Stoncic steps back, Can't hit that three. DeAndre Ayton pursues the rebound. Doncic gets it back. A couple of fakes. Doncic on the floor also with 5 fouls. Still 6.5 remaining. Doncic drives, double team, whips it out to Smart. LaRavia, open three. Won't go. Ayton the rebound. Couple of fakes, puts it back. Discouraged from shooting.
Thompson, very quick. Şengün, extra. Capella, back for Şengün. They got to get it out of the paint and do it.
33 second chance points for the Spurs.
Thompson with the flush. We've talked about the diff. Points do matter.
Bay hands it off. Herb Jones, great defender, can get to the rim as well. Turns it over here. Alvarado. No look pass into Queen. And did not want to go up against Wemby.
Exactly.
That was a quick decision the rookie made.
On the right one.
Yeah, first quarter. The second time he's done that this season. The most assists in a quarter by an NBA player this year. Shot clock going down. Murphy the third's hit a couple tough shots in this one. Gets it back. Victor's all up on him. Fires. Misses that one. Pelicans have won 2 straight games without Zion.
They're not going away right now. That's what we saw a lot of from him in San Antonio, where he's able to make a lot of cuts, find spaces in the defense.
Another Kevin Huerter. Won't shoot it against Victor. Clock going down. Jones off glass, no. 100%er button. Sumu driving, probing, floating in, missing.
Victor made him think about that shot. Rebound.
Sumu inside to Smith, wide open.
Okay, but that's Victor in the back of your mind. You're catching the ball, you think you have an easy one, and you start looking for him before you catch the pass.
Little Vandy on Vandy crime. But
oh my goodness, Vucevic had a wide open layup.
but I'll ask Sean, when you have a shot blocker in the game, what is that? Instead of focusing on the rim, he's looking for where.
That's what we've been talking about. Yeah, and I've said it, 1,000 times, Will. You know what I'm talking about. You're thinking about where is Victor, and you take your eyes off the ball.
Because he's basically looking at everything but the rim, because he knows, okay, look at this. Wide open. Where is this guy? He's trying to get it up so quick that the ball literally just pops out of his hand like an orange, right?
Sumu driving, then shut off by Wembanyama. Okoro, shot clock at 5. Huerter sees space. Missing badly that time. Vucevic had to pass out.
Doesn't need a lot of space to let it fly.
Curry had to kick out. Green. Shot clock at 5. Butler. Draymond, his second three. Blocked by Wembanyama. Butler surveying. Trying to shake Wembanyama. Can't. Jacob Toby and Sean Elliott with you. Butler passing out. This Warriors team 21st in offensive rating coming into this game. Draymond had to pass out as we hit the 1-minute mark of the first half. Kuminga trying to get quick with it. Defensive rebound. Moody comes away with it. Will Richard almost lost it. Mostly does.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take it.
Gary Payton underneath. Butler had to pass out. Wembanyama was there. Podziemski.
Too many wide open looks. Too many miscommunications.
Vassell guarding Curry. Curry whips it out. Podziemski right through his hands.
That's the Victor effect. It's exactly what it is. The ball's coming to you. You see the big guy underneath the basket. You start thinking, how am I going to score this one? You take your eyes off the ball. Nice setup.
Curry in and out. Wembanyama tracking him down. Moody was the offense early. Curry, it's been late. Green out. Payton the second driving. No.
Victor was all over the place. He's out there on the perimeter guarding Steph Curry.
Gets it back from Draymond. 3. Short, but right underneath.
Steph Curry goes. Gary Payton goes right to the basket.
Podziemski won't even shoot it.
To travel.
He traveled with it. He was watching Victor all the way there.
Welcome, everyone.
Offensively, on this game.
It's Healed with the number 3.
Care for people first and what they can do on the basketball court secondarily. So that investment is something I know all a little bit better.
Quentin Post. Jimmy Butler. Sohan defending with Wembanyama waiting. And knocked away by Wembanyama. And here comes Curry. Ahead it goes. Richard. Healed, deflects and gets the steal. Shifting on Wembanyama. And Payton on the wing, an open lane, and Wembanyama there to close it. And Curry the other way. Steph's got 45. Pajemski inside.
Al Horford lost the disconnect there with Wemby that close to the rim.
Curry around Wembanyama. He altered the shot. That's a huge deficit.
Behind the back, they will outside.
Set their defense.
It's the Spurs 71, OKC 65.
I know those guys were 9-3 without Wemby on the floor, but you just see them.
Brunson gets the step. Not going to challenge Wembanyama. It's to go in the third. Kolek releases, nobody's there, but he knew Wemby was lurking.
You're exactly right, Ian. Everybody in the back of their mind knows he's there. You shoot it a little quicker, a little higher. And here it is. You think Kolek's wide open, but he knows Wembanyama's there.
Here come the Wizards. Koulibaly, Riley, right back to Koulibaly. Ball loose, out of bounds.
And there's the Victor effect right off the bat. It's a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1, doesn't matter. Victor's underneath the glass. They're going to have all kinds of mayhem. Guys throwing the ball all over the place.
10-3 run over the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Koulibaly whipped it out. Shot clock at 2. Whoops.
It's not just 3 balls, he's found the midi as well. Got a little fancy there, a little behind the back dribble, created a little bit of space. Still a very difficult shot.
Steal, 3 rebounds, 6 points. Waiting for that block. Newell lost it off of his leg out of bounds. Rookie out of Georgia with the turnover.
I think under normal circumstances, he's going to shoot that one, but he's got Victor lurking, so he picks it up. He's got to think about it a little bit, and that forces the turnover. Step into that so he can get closer to the 3-point line.
Daniels inside.
Yeah.
Nope. Not that time. Johnson sent away.
He made him feel good about himself. Stepped up and shot that one with a lot of confidence.
Ricochet driving, fakes the no look, now passes out. Johnson, Daniels, no.
Pioneers, obviously. Sharunas Marshallonis, Drazen Petrovic, Lade, Manute Bol. Oh yeah, good decision there.
Gave it up. Watkins, the rookie, turns away. Facing off. The rookie of the year and the runner-up from a couple seasons ago.
Tried that ball fake again.
San Antonio with a 2-point lead. A steal. Team foul. Crew chief Scott Foster in his 32nd season. Referee Carl Lane. Umpire Suyash Mehta.
Put that hand up. Don't get your hands down against SGA.
Barnes right there. Shot clock at 2. The drive can't go anywhere. Shot clock violation. That's a dunk nonetheless. Hartenstein. The floater's off.
And just made it a difficult 2. Talk about a difficult 2.
Hartenstein had to kick it out. Loose ball. He retrieves it. Wallace deflected by Fox. Keeps it on the wing. Wiggins.
And just off that screen lets De'Aaron Fox get downhill. And he hadn't scored in a while.
He's up to 27, Jay. That's going to be way short.
Make over Chet Holmgren.
SGA over to Caruso working the dunker spot. Shot clock at 11. Caruso pulls, and it rims out to Castle.
Caruso mishandled that one under the bucket. You have to think it's because Wembanyama was there.
So he's not allowed to miss any foul shots. Wiggins out front. Wemby picks him up. And that pass picked off.
Mikhailuk fakes it. Dish down low.
He didn't even play on Saturday in that loss to Houston. Mitchell out to Porter. Porter, well, he saw Wembanyama and said, never mind.
Smart decision.
Wemby may lead the league in never minds. Here's Hunter.
That here, but kind of a high-level first quarter and a little bit of a sloppy second quarter for both teams here in this first half.
Cavaliers need Mitchell to really get cooking. Mobley sets up Allen inside. Allen lost it. Mobley pull up over Wembanyama, well off the mark.
Wembanyama guarded both those bigs on that possession at the rim.
Mitchell got by, kick out. Mobley sets the feet, can't hit the tray.
And the presence of Wembanyama. First of all, I've never seen this. Donovan Mitchell attacking, cocking it back like he's going to dunk it. He said, no, maybe I'll throw it to the corner. I've never seen a pass like that. But once again, the presence of Wembanyama against most bigs, Mitchell will go up there and attack at the rim, past the three-point line on that last possession. A little fatigue, maybe.
Garland, and that pass broken up. Wembanyama diving on the floor to scoop it up, and we have a jump ball.
Now two things there. I mean, he defended Garland, took him out of his mid-range, and then got back to Mobley here. I mean, that just is impressive. And then the 7-4 dives on the floor. Oh, my. I mean, who says this young man doesn't want to win and does the little thing? Everybody rebounding as a team for Cleveland, completing the defensive possession.
Merrill.
Everybody getting looks at it. It's not just the Brunson show running isolations up top. The same thing happened in the fourth quarter against this team in Las Vegas.
Diawara fakes, passing out. Penny has 3 3-pointers already. His career high in a game is 6. The Knicks move it around. One more. Kolek. Shot clock at 4. Inside. Nice cut by Bridges in the NBA the last couple of years. Brunson driving. Trying to pass it down low.
Defender.
Brunson. Drives. Bridges. 3. Missed it.
Pretty much every time down the floor.
Well, you mentioned at the start of the game, the Spurs really weren't playing a ton through Victor the last couple losses. And tonight he's got 29 points.
The shots are going to be easier for our guys.
The cut by Anunoby. Loose ball. Down there. Wembanyama was there. Harper the steal. Kolek couldn't catch that pass in time. Anunoby. Wembanyama guarding him in the corner. Timers at 6. Clarkson. No. It's slowly creeping back again. Wells whips it to the corner.
Big game at home tomorrow.
Wells moves it. Gigi Jackson can't hit it.
And our guys get a good look.
Small. Won't go inside against Victor.
The team overall showing great growth. Able to win some tough games without their star. Smart blocked from behind by Castle. San Antonio. Doncic against Wemby. Kick ball.
Well, you see right here, this is the problem that Wemby creates. You think you've got one-on-one opportunity in the post for 8. He obviously wanted no part of that. The kick out, and then you see the collapse from behind. Marcus Smart never saw him coming.
Smith has got a real bounce to him as Ayton shoots over Wembanyama. Altered that shot for sure.
He literally changed his entire release right at the last second to get that up over Wembanyama.
Off a beautiful pass. Hayes goes right back at him, goes up top LaRavia.
Here's Simons. He sees a lane. Had to kick out.
Way. Kept it away from the help deep defender. Just couldn't quite find the glass.
Quick ball movement here from Boston. Simons thought about the 3, puts it on the deck. Wembanyama came over to help on defense. Garza inside, can't get a shot off. Well, actually he does. Derek White. Clock at 6. Had to change his shot because of Victor. Brown on the drive, fades away.
Great contest there again from Victor.
Celtics get it right back. Brown thought about the 3, drives right into Wembanyama. Floater no good. And the Spurs get the rebound.
Had to throw that high archer again. You have to start creating stuff with Victor around the rim.
Brown weaving. Back out Shireman. If you're just tuning in, crazy good start for the Spurs. Minnesota got back into it. Edwards started feeling it. Here he is, steps through, the pass off.
Yeah, that was all Victor right there. It looked like he's going to take that shot, try to drop it off to Rudy Gobert at the last second.
Drives inside, knocked free.
Terrific start there. Now he's going to force Rudy Gobert to come outside the paint. Now you can set him up with some ball fakes and start to dance on him.
Edwards double team. DiVincenzo extra pass. McDaniels baseline into Gobert. Swatted away by Victor Wembanyama.
We get that setup and that shot because of Victor's effort on the defensive end. He cut off the baseline on McDaniels, and then he gets back to break up the lob, all into one.
Way off there. Offensive rebound by Gobert. He's right in the post and didn't want to challenge Victor.
No.
Sean Elliott said it. Fire away from three.
Yep. Your victory right now, I'm giving you the neon green light.
Against the neon colors of the Timberwolves jerseys in this game. Gobert offensive rebound. Missed it at the rim. Champagnie another rebound at 7.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to lean into Victor to create that contact so Victor couldn't get to his shot. Threw his shot off to spots, and you have De'Aaron Fox and get his shot off pretty much anytime he wants. Don't reach here.
Victor playing with 5 fouls.
Bottom 5 over the last month or so in three-point shooting. San Antonio 0 for 3. Oklahoma City 1 for 1. Perfect defense by Wembanyama. A dub back out there along with Casey Wallace, Isaiah Joe, A.J. Mitchell, and Chet Holmgren. Castle, Fox, Wemby, Barnes, and Champagnie, the starting 5.
And then use that 7'4" frame to shoot over him.
On the probe, stepped out of bounds. Everybody's healthy?
Everyone's healthy.
And it's hard to go against this guy, guarded by that guy, with a 3-time MVP on their roster.
Nice shot, rhythm shot there for De'Aaron Fox.
He moves it around. Rollins has been a great addition to this squad the last couple of years, specifically this year. That goes out of bounds, so the Bucks turn it over.
And that's one that the Greek Freak normally catches, but he's in a little bit of a hurry because he knows Victor's lurking around the rim.
To be able to win it 2 years in a row is really, really special. So, yeah, that one was cool. Talladega's cool just because of Talladega. It locks you into the...
Right, he wasn't a deterrent in the paint like Victor is, so Victor doesn't get as many opportunities again. I've talked about it as a lot of other guys out there. Take a look at Victor Wembanyama's impact on the defensive end of the floor. There he cuts off the penetration, then gets out to contest the shot from Bobby Portis. You can see the wall that he creates there with his size, forces that miss. And I want you to watch this here because right here, he deters that pass down to Giannis Antetokounmpo out there, and you see that Kevin Porter Jr. Scott just throw it out there. And so Victor blows up the entire play. When we talked about Defensive Player of the Year and the impact that you have, you got to be more than just a shot blocker nowadays. There he is with another contest. He's just an absolute menace. It was a little bit of a loss of composure, forgetting what got you there. That was a travel. Easy pickings for De'Aaron.
DiVincenzo turns it over. Castle to steal. A lot of length with Jalen McDaniels. DiVincenzo the miss.
Yeah, but he sees Victor rotating over and he throws that little floater up and short arms it.
Randall driving. Nice read. DiVincenzo checks his feet, fires a 3. He's hustling his way back.
That's almost like no offense required. I mean, just give the ball to Keldon. We've seen it happen maybe once this year, but he's there to swipe, and then he gets back to Bear Jake.
Wembanyama 16 points. Edwards, does he try to challenge him here? He doesn't. The largest lead for San Antonio of 19. Under a minute remaining first half. Almost turned over again. Conley. Bucket here gets it to single digits.
The thing is, Jake, we've talked about it. It's hard to come out of the locker room flat and then all of a sudden try to turn it up. He caught it and shot that ball with a lot of confidence.
Now it's Randall's turn. Spins out. DiVincenzo for 3. He missed it.
I don't care what it is. Get the man the ball.
He's got 13 of the 21. He's got as much as the Utah Jazz. Utah gives up the most points in the NBA, 128 per game. Offense, no problem for them as well. 17th. Mikhailuk. Clayton Jr. George, nice pass inside. Clayton Jr. turned away, though. Wembenyama was there.
Felt like the missing piece. Everybody talks about that. It's that impact builder to show that growth that he's been looking for. What a pass. Durant finds Thompson. Trying to get it to Capella. 6 to shoot. Back outside. Durant on the attack. The fend off. Double comes. Bounced it on the baseline.
Nurkic. Now Bailey being chased by Fox on a switch here. Back out, Nurkic moves it. Williams, shot clock at 2, just steps back. And missed the 3.
Yeah, surprised he didn't shoot that first one. Well, shooting threes in this era, I think, my other only answer would be, it could be Chuck Person or Patty Mills.
Out there with Nurkic, Luke Williams, and George, who's back in there, and that pass was whipped into the second row.
No fadeaway jumpers required.
Pelicans got the first bucket. Spurs on an 8-0.
The floor for the rest of the guys.
Williamson, 2 triple-doubles this year, but right now finds himself on the Pelican bench with 2 fouls. Day gets the screen from Misi. Clock going down into the hands of Murphy, the third again. Off that time, another offensive rebound by New Orleans. That's 8.
Yeah, that's one where Saddiq Bey would go straight into that shot, except for Victor's right underneath the rim.
Murphy the third. Misi has already got 11 rebounds.
But I think he learned his lesson there. Had a power dribble there, just decided or elected to pass it out.
Inside of the Frost Bank Center, trying out new food every now and then. Double-double, then a turnover. Fears, the rookie, won't shoot it there. PB does. Missed it. 1 minute remaining in the third. Saddiq Bey, he wants to dance.
Oh, see how?
He was going for the poster and had to settle for, I guess, a stamp you'd put on a postcard. Thompson underneath, stolen by Wembenyama.
This reaction's ridiculous.
Durant lost it out of bounds. Wembenyama impacting that play again.
What a tight one. Took down Cooper Flagg and the Mavericks. Brandon Miller keeps the dribble alive. Word around the league, if you're wearing 30, you better be able to shoot it from distance.
He's got a good stroke.
Wembenyama slow to come down the other way, so the Hornets have the advantage. Now even strength.
That's the awareness of the length by Knippel and Wembenyama. D, anytime you can make him shoot a shot on the move while he's...
Trailer Sexton leaves it for Diabate. Castle, Vassell, and Champagny. Ball. Hands it over to Diabate. Ball. Ball. 5 on the shot clock. Skip pass to Knippel. Ball working the baseline like Steve Nash used to. Had it tipped by Harper, James, and Diabate. Here's Diabate. Knew that Wembenyama was lurking. Sexton flips it to Diabate. Now James. Sacramento King. Sexton. Nothing there.
Both teams stacking defensive possessions here.
Lavelle reset.
23 fast break points now for San Antonio.
Charlotte is not in the bonus. Knippel. Diabate. Ball.
Needed to the fact that their offense is normally lagging their defense.
Banchero looking for an option. It's Mo Wagner inside. He missed it right at the rim. Victor secures it.
Yeah, he should have dunked that one, but he wanted to get it up quickly before Victor could get back in the play. Got the mid-range game going.
Banchero lost it.
That's why the coaches and maybe the media and the fans don't put them on there. But I don't know why the game can't wait.
Don't they know we're doing something here?
Yeah.
This donut looks crazy good.
Priorities.
It's got like a little...
In dinner when I get home, it's going to be too late, so the man's got to eat. Could be no food in the paint, though, for Anthony Black.
No, shot clock violation.
I don't mind that one, though. Looked like he was kind of falling forward, falling down. Didn't quite have his legs underneath him on that one.
Barnes guarding Banchero. The pass off to Black. Lost it.
Most of the other players either close to returning or a day-to-day situation. And he's kind of running the show. He's the playmaker, as we said earlier. Degno calls him, with this group, he's the hub. Without a true point guard. Joe goes inside, quick layup. That's the definition of altering a shot.
Go against shot blockers all the time. You know that they're going to block it, but you can't anticipate it. You can't anticipate. Go up. He would have made it if he would have gone up to finish.
But you know what's interesting about this? I think most guys, if they take that to the other side of the rim, right, once you've gone past the big problem with Wemby, I feel like he could extend either arm and get that on either side of the rim.
You feel like he
right.
can?
And
Or
that's
he
why
can.
he can. Hey, and that's why Isaiah Joe put an outrageous amount of English on that basketball, because he was just trying to get it out of his hand as quickly as he could. But these are the kind of things that Wemby can do. He doesn't get credit for a block on that, but that's his presence.
It's frightening if you go to the basket. He leads the league in opponents' shots not taken. Often guys go driving. Yep, I'm not going to take a shot here.
9 early points for Victor. Martin driving. Had to change direction with Victor there.
Yeah, that's the Victor effect right there. Start doing something wacky with the ball.
Marshall.
Don't allow him to shoot it.
That was well short.
Wow.
Again.
He was trying to rush a shot over Victor there. Victor with a closeout, and that's enough to intimidate you, throw you off.
And if you want to win at a high level, it's some sacrifices you as a scorer and point guard have to make, especially being a veteran voice and leader of this team. They're going to follow your lead. Washington, dump off, Bagley blocked. Wembanyama knocks it off of Bagley out of bounds. It's too easy. Listen, you just know he's somewhere, okay? You just know he's somewhere lurking around. But, you know, Harrison is this grizzled, seasoned vet. 8 seconds. Washington. And there's the impact of Wembanyama. Up ahead. Thompson will throw a hook shot, won't go. Flag the handoff. Spinning. Carter right there in front of him. Christie on the drive. Stop. That's a never mind. Marshall outside Christie. Now Wemby's able to get downhill and score in this one. Marshall's trying to figure out, okay, how can I get enough touch over Wemby to still have it so it goes in? That's too much thinking right there. You know, that's just too much, man. You know how some guys practice shooting over a broom? You got to attach another broom to it. Yeah. That thing right there is a little bit different. Percentage, three-point, and offensive rebounding percentage. All of that, the young team's just getting better. Man, we got a wedgie. Thompson fires over Wemby. That'll affect your shot.
You knew exactly what I was referring to.
Champagny the steal. Arabia inside, lost it.
That was Victor again with those long arms.
Hayes.
That's great defense. Beautiful rotation on that shot there. Puts both feet underneath him. I want to see him get a few more looks before he hits the bench.
Buffkin, deflected, stolen.
Compared to how the way they played, dropping 47 in the first.
Kimura. Right back, Ronnie James on the drive. The dish, he turns it over.
11 rebounds, which is 5th in the league. Nearly 3 blocks, which is 1st. Santos trying to shovel it. Saw the shot of Porzingis. He hasn't played since January 7th. Now he was with State. Right, if you're 9 or 10 and you lose, you're done in the play-in tournament. If you're 7 or 8, you get 2 cracks at it to get into the playoffs. Inside a minute to go, shot clock at 4. Pajemski leaning in, well defended Harper. Pajemski can't knock down the fall away. Santos offensive rebound. Wembanyama rejects it.
And the bench was tremendous. 17 points from the bench in that second quarter. 17 of their 32. Those guys gave him a big lift.
Draymond Green missed the shot inside, can't bat it home. Santos got the offensive rebound. 1 minute to go in the third. Draymond Green will try it from the corner, way off the mark. But you have the aliens flying at you, distracting him. 4-point game, Wembanyama's got 17. Melton, Wembanyama knocked it away, was 16. Bajemski with 4, stopped his dribble. 2 to shoot. Spencer gets it away, and it's a shot clock violation. Spurs going back to the third quarter. Their lead is 5. Peyton underneath. Wembanyama lurking, so he kicks it out. Champagnie blocks.
Such a major force on defense. His communication back there is exquisite.
It's a 20-2 run. Horford corner 3. No good. Pajemski can't stick it back. And again, you wonder, with Wembanyama lurking, is that why Pajemski didn't bring it down? Pajemski working on Cornette, steps back and puts up an air ball. Wembanyama's on the bench and he's still altering shots. Out to Moody. Not even close on the 3 ball. The Warriors are seeing ghosts right now.
No kidding. I mean, Moody, on that particular shot, think about how confidently he shot the 3 in the first half. That looked like a guy wasn't sure he wanted to shoot it.
And when you see Wembanyama catch a block out of midair and forcing guys one-on-one in the lane to continue to kick it out, you wonder where the next block is coming from, even when he's not in the game.
He had 1 block in each half that you think there is no shot he can get to that. And it makes you a little shaky on the offensive end about what he can get to.
Since that second block, the Warriors' offense has not been as good, and he forces another turnover there. Fox in transition.
All the coaches felt like there was definitely a sense of enthusiasm to play a little bit hard. Have you guys ever seen anybody that, when a guy has the ball on the 3-point line or even at the elbow, and they see him on the opposite side, give the ball up or don't go for an open layup, as Cunningham misses the dunk?
We heard Wemby's footsteps right there. He tried to get it up quick.
The first time really leading a Philadelphia 76er team, that 0.2 rebounds and 6.6 assists per game this season for the Portland Trail Blazers. Taking another massive leap in his development. Wemby altered that one
to shoot but finish at the rim.
I truly think the only thing you do is pray that he misses. Taking it down. Booker, Holmgren, he'll let it fly. Rebound, Barnes. Cunningham, got it.
Booker and Barnes said, not a chance I'm taking that shot with Wemby down there. Booker looked, said, let me throw it to the corner. Barnes said, I got a rebound. Nope, going back out.
Guard the 3. Jason Kidd. Booker gets caught.
Yep, give it up. That's right.
Cunningham.
Not shooting over him.
He's playing with a joy. Even in that first game, we saw smiles, we saw laughter, and we saw that unbridled.
How does that feel, being up there and seeing all those legends? It's unbelievable because, first off, it's not something you're trying to win. You're just trying to do the right thing. But then when you look in the crowd and see Dr. J.
Inside the glass, kept it low. Williams able to get to it.
Williams underneath. Stuck. And Castle almost got it. Players doing different stuff during the All-Star break. Amir Coffey, new addition inside Iguodaro. That pop-up shot doesn't work.
He's got to throw it up there quickly. You don't have time to really size up that shot.
Largest lead. They tied it. Up 8. Shot clock down to 4. Goodwin trying to get some space from an Iguodaro screen. Drives in. Nowhere to go. Shot clock violation.
Was Keldon able to get a word in edgewise?
I haven't been able to ask him yet. Trying to snap that streak. Trying to win their 7th in a row.
Yeah, but like we said, those 2 in Phoenix, our guys were not whole.
Yeah, no Victor for one of them. Westbrook handoff inside. Oops, that's a turnover. DeRozan passing it. Have responded if you're just tuning in. Clifford passed out. DeRozan weaving in and out of defenders. Now matched up with Wembanyama. He wants it. Shot clock at 6.
Game hunting again. Bagged himself a 7-footer.
That move. A lot of young guards would have tried to shoot the floater or a mid-range jump shot. No, he uses that ability.
I wish there was a stat that could, and I don't know how you would ever do it, but just to track how many shots Wemby affects. Because his block totals are ridiculous, but when you watch a game like this and you see every shot he's affecting, it is insane.
Cunningham off to the races. Robinson, and we'll call that a never mind. Yep. He saw Wembanyama. He
full court trying to wear him down.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the fourth.
All right, thanks.
This is what he does. He just alters shots. Even if he doesn't get credited for the block. These are the plays that don't show up on the stat sheet. That one does. But he affects the game in a variety of ways with his length. He goes out there and deters shots, and even when you're driving to the basket and he's not around, as a guard, you're looking around, looking for him. Collapse that defense, allowing Vassell to be wide open.
Cunningham blocked by Wembanyama. Duran lost it out of bounds.
How many blocks or missed layups have we seen lead to
I mean, look at that. He
Spurs?
got a piece of that one. Got a piece of the other play, and then even Duran right there was hurrying.
Men in Black villain. He has 5 blocks tonight.
Well,
Sounds about right.
He's hanging with Duran and then immediately blocking that shot.
Yep. No, people, exactly.
He's playing both. I mean,
Robbie,
it really is incredible to watch.
That's just, if people don't really understand how impossible that is to do, to take away the lob, but also the drive at the same time.
And the other way. Cunningham penetrating, and a foul is
That
called.
right there is the impact. Any other big in the league, Cade is going up to try to get an and one there. Couldn't do that because he sees Victor and just immediately thinks pass.
This Spurs squad showing poise.
See what Wemby's doing right there, though? He's making it so hard for him to get a rhythm on that two-pointer.
How about the save by Johnson?
Wemby's done a fantastic job guarding the pick and roll of Cade Cunningham tonight.
East coming off a loss 116-107 to the Thunder last night. They turn it over here. Kevin fourth on the Spurs all-time three-point list, which Mr. Bonner sits as well. Barrett gets it right back from Barnes. Victor guarding R.J. Barrett here on the switch. Stuck inside, can't go there. Ingram passing out because Wembanyama was backtracking. Barnes already hit one, and hit there.
Yeah, so there's the Victor effect again. Doesn't come up with the block, but it deters a high percentage shot.
Wembanyama comes in. 3-point Toronto lead. Quickly, stopping quickly. Barrett inside, behind the back. Walter trying to come save him. 7 on the shot clock. Mamu against his former team. Throw it up. Second effort, and that was close to a basket interference.
Yeah, well, you start creating stuff and inventing stuff when Victor's around the rim. Yeah, you get the shot up quickly.
He could have just gone up and laid it in, but his presence made him rush it. 1 out of 4 or 5 games.
That's right.
But when you get in the playoffs, you have one role player that's able to do that.
Here he is back the other way, and a travel. Mamu offensive rebound. That's what Toronto's done well tonight. Their 9th offensive rebound. Rory Boyle's missing the 3.
Hasn't gotten very many good looks.
Had some words there. Ingram no look. Pirtle set away by Wemby.
Pocket pass to Steph Castle for an easy dunk.
Michael Porter Jr., 25 points per game, turns it over. Here comes Fox.
And that's a Victor effect there because Michael Porter Jr. is going to shoot that against every other team in this league.
Couple different tough stretches last night in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes championship teams, championship medal. You have to go on the road and win those tough ones.
Wembanyama comes in and almost got the block. Igor Gioman back in. Sharp stuck. Wemby was there. Zaire Williams well off the foot of Sharp, out of bounds.
That probably should have been an easy catch for Sharp. He's got decent hands. And again, you start thinking about what am I going to do with this rebound with Victor right underneath the rim, right in front of me. I think everybody's now sitting up and taking notice.
Claxton and Porter Jr. fumbling it. The #1 spot in the Western Conference. For OKC lost last night.
Well, he talked about his three-point defense, and that early in the year was not where it needed to be. So they went from being a team that was sending pick and rolls.
Penny had 36 points in that game, a career high. Wemby there. Bridges looking for an angle. Wasn't going to find it. Hard. Misfires.
That is the Wemby effect. Mikal Bridges, 99 times out of 100, is going to take that layup, but everybody's looking around for Wemby, one of the best shot blockers the league has ever seen.
Came into this one 16 for his last 24 from 3. Hard.
You're going to see it right here. Here he comes. He's got the layup, but he's looking over his shoulder. Where is Wemby? Where is Wemby? Has to force the kick out. And Josh Hart gets a wide open shot, but if you can get a layup, you want that. But Wemby is a defense unto himself.
What would you guys talk about over the last couple of seasons, Michael, when you're done? A few minutes. And Anunoby kicks it out.
Going one-on-one, taking a really tough shot.
Towns has the size, kicks it. Wembanyama 8 points, 6 boards. Here's Brunson. Little wiggle, kick out. Spurs 4 for 18 from 3 in this game. Just 19th in the league. Here is Towns, doubled. Castle and Wemby. Now just Castle. Wemby waiting. Towns finds Hart. Wembanyama got a piece of it again. That's why his wingspan is just uncanny. You think you're safe and you're not. Here's Bridges. Throws it through the legs of Hart, out of bounds when it comes to Hackermitch. Here's Brunson. Finding Alvarado. Run off. Prances into the lane. Lost his footing. Grabbing his knee. Thrown into the backcourt and out of bounds.
Robinson stayed down, right? Be the second guy off the floor. He gets you lifted behind you.
But no closer. Diawara looking to challenge Wembanyama. And Anunoby can't hit. Bridges the O board. Bobbing into Towns, 2 to shoot. Towns gets it to Hart. Shot clock about to expire and does. Here's Shamet. Bouncing underneath. Hart. Brunson. Pivoting.
Agrees, but disruptive. And I love the unselfish play to Landry Shamet.
5 steals for Bridges to go with his 25 points. Shamet forced that one.
Edgecombe misses the game's first shot. Gets his own rebound. Fadeaway jumper. Well, he's burned the Spurs the last 2 times he played them. So far, not tonight.
If you watch that play in slow motion, he saw Wemby back there and pulled back and shot the jumper instead of taking it to the rail.
And he was such a great partner with the late, great Bill Walton and Steve Snapper Jones. What a trio they were.
Look at Maxey. He's got
played much at all since being traded to the Pistons. Cunningham stuck out of bounds.
I left his feet a little early there, and Victor was there covering up the left side of the glass. He had nowhere to go.
How many of his dunks this season, Sean, have been with that left hand? Would you say the majority? I'm talking Robinson.
He's still grimacing a little bit.
Yeah. Especially with Duran on the bench with 5 fouls. Here's LeVert. Haven't heard much of him tonight. They hit 18 in Philly.
Victor can't pick up any cheap fouls here.
Another steal. Jenkins turns it over. Stewart thought about it.
Well, how about the 4-on-1? You have 4 black jerseys hustling in the open court. That's the right pass to make. Get the crowd involved. Like that turnaround jumper. Tobias Harris in a low block.
Robinson driving, fakes the pass, then lays it up. Wembanyama.
There to return yet another layup.
Gets it back from Robinson. Stewart. The hold on Wembanyama. Team foul, and watch this.
Here's your defensive player of the year. I mean, no one affects the game like Victor does. I mean, he catches it a foot away from the rim. And a couple feet away, and you can see Stewart there holding Victor again.
He's playing, and that's no surprise. He hasn't missed a game in a year and a half. Jones downhill, challenged by
Wemby. Out to about 15 feet by Brook Lopez.
Leonard blows past Vassell.
We throw it to the move.
Points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks in less than 20 minutes for Wembanyama. And he challenged that. Leonard had to, instead of shoot it, try to pass it and turned it over.
He's showing off that 7-foot frame and reach.
Shepard continuing to expand his role and his importance on this Houston team as we get
7 players scoring in double figures. Turnover here.
To this 8-point lead. Thompson turning the corner, finds Capella. And Wembanyama adjusts that shot. And it's Spurs ball.
And it's not a block, but it is kind of like a block because he altered that shot there by Capella. In a Spurs basketball, igniting your offense with your defense.
In the non-Wemby division, second best in the league is an average of 1.9 per game. Gives you a sense.
They could shake out the cobwebs there. Set the screen for Brown.
Back screen by Tatum for Tatum. And Tatum loses it in the pace of the threes in the game. That Will Chamberlain 100 game is in reach.
Dunk for Wembanyama.
12 fast break points for the Spurs so far.
Diabate. James bounces into Diabate. Knipple and White both sit. Ball dumps it over to Diabate.
That we can take a look at. This is insane, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the block shots we all talk about, multiple blocks in one possession. To me, it's like some of these intangible plays that you don't really see. They aren't really highlights. It's the moments where guards get in the paint and they realize he's there or that he's close. Or he might not even actually be close.
Kobe. What happened?
It's those moments that, like, that's why we rave so much about him, you know, and as much as he takes care of his body and how much he cares about this game and his points, his impact goes so far beyond the stat sheet because there's just certain plays that guys don't want to make because of how good he is or how, you know, how many shots he can affect. Like this right here, Diabate, that's usually a floater for Diabate. Not today. Same thing here, doesn't even look at the basket, has a driving lane. Okay, that's not too bad, it goes right back out. I mean, Wemby just does such a good job of roaming, but what I like, I think he's gotten better at this season, is he's really good at recovering from a almost blocked shot to then going and getting the rebound. Or getting his hands on loose balls. So those are just a few of the examples that he brings to a team when he just is able to impact areas where he's not actually doing anything stat-wise.
With 12 now.
Bridges didn't like his odds. Now he'll try Champagny. Wembanyama was lurking, causes the turnover. Kobe White didn't like his odds. He immediately looked in the eyes of Wembanyama and said, ow. Grant Williams super cognizant of Wembanyama at all times. That's a jump ball forced by Wembanyama, just being Wembanyama.
He influenced the play without Grant taking a shot. Normally, he would influence a missed shot right there. Grant decided, I can't even get it up over him. I can't see the rim. Tried to pull it out. Now he's got to save this possession.
Whoa.
He's not trying to win a jump. Oh,
he's not jumping against Wembanyama.
He's like, yeah. Look at the space he has there and still decides not to shoot. Listen and then take what the coach is providing him, put it on the floor.
He has got incredible ball skills. Shot clock's down to 3. Diabate.
Analyze this wedgie.
See how many times we see that a year? 4 or 5 tops. But you see Darius Garland, I mean, he just had to chunk up a shot there quickly to try to get over the top of Victor. That's a great setup there from Steph.
All tied up at 37. Collins.
Yeah, and that's all Victor right there. Because Darius Garland, he's going to probably throw that shot up against anybody else in the league.
Garland has Wembanyama. He just won't even try. So again, he's got half of them.
He's had a very efficient shooting night.
50%, 4 of 8 from the field.
Now, like that hand up there by Victor. Just keep it up there.
Garland's hit 2 big threes here in the 4th. Fakes it, drives. They didn't get it to him on the cut. Here he is, driving. A lot of time taken off. Wembanyama says no.
Diving on the floor for a loose ball.
Shot clock going down. Booker, no chance against the Spurs defense.
Then he beat the shot clock, but still had a lot of time. Never put it down, never brought it down. And that's where you're going to have a few casualties that don't make sense.
First lead since it was 21-18 for San Antonio. Malawach, no. Loose ball. Pacers squad that has lost 15 consecutive games. Longest streak in their franchise history. Siakam, no chance against Wemby. Here in 5 of the 15 Spurs assists, 15 of the 19. Now Potter on Keldon, stuck. Swing it around. Kobe Brown. Shot clock at 3. Toppin to Jay Huff, who is standing up. Nembhard kicks out. Turned over.
As a goalie, you're going to have to save Austin a couple of times as the night goes on.
You're giving good information.
Thank you. Well, you gave it to me. Right in your own stuff. I'll get some deep thought about it.
I like to tempt the waters early.
See. You know, you see a late shot clock. Wembanyama's defending almost every shot, including that one.
It's incredible.
He's unbelievable.
You just see right here, this is not a play guys are able to do. Tracks the guard and not only blocks him, but blocks him on the other side of the basket. Guards do reverse layups to have the rim protect him. And then right here, a little touch pass to the slashing Bryant, just dominating both sides of the ball.
Have you ever seen, Austin, a player impact possessions like Wembanyama does?
Never. And that's why people are already going out on the limb. Not a limb, but he's the greatest defensive presence we've seen. I've just never seen a big be able to move their feet like this.
Got up for that one. Bam went quick because of the presence of Wembanyama.
That's absolutely right, Mike. He didn't block it, but he impacted it.
Get out of town! Get out of town! Dunk. Change shot. Dunk. Yeah, Mitchell took that away. Couldn't put a fork in it. Get going in the half court. Powell in the attack.
Gordon, like in his new role, he's been impressive.
Fox staying down on Hero. Didn't give him any room.
I mean, that's a straight line drive. He didn't even look at the basket.
Didn't even look at the goal.
Didn't even look at the goal.
Talk about what Wembanyama does on the defensive end. We have so many stats in the sport. I can get you the stats of your slot threes against Western Conference teams on weeknights off of back-to-back, right?
Not at all.
There's a number that there's no number for what is in a guy's head when Wemby's sitting in front of the rim. But you see it when you watch possession after possession. Like you guys said, straight line drive. Nah, Mitchell didn't even think about looking at the basket.
And to the naked eye, some people might just say, oh, he's big in it, but it impacts every single possession. To me, I think this young man is the most valuable player in the league every season, just because of his presence on the floor. And those metrics you can't measure, as you talked about, Mike. Those are critical.
Relentless. Stops, run, stops, run. Drive, kick, move without the ball. I mean, look at this play passing. See how they can gamble?
Good extra.
They can gamble. They can gamble all game knowing what's the worst that can happen. Would they go to Victor?
Yeah, that's a nice luxury as a perimeter defender, right? You can take all the risks you want with a great eraser.
It only makes guys who are already great at defense, guys like Carter, Castle, Vassell, it just makes them even more powerful.
Castle coming to the line.
The impact is everywhere. Look at this. See how he has to quickly just throw it up, and then he runs the floor. It's one thing to have good feet, good hands, length. The young man has a motor, too. He's everywhere, and it shows. This is why they're one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant defense in all the NBA.
I mean, you might as well tally that as a deflection, as a shot block. I mean, it altered the short corner offering from Wiggins.
You know, Mike, you talked about it before the game. With all the advanced analytics, they have to figure out ways to implement something defensively where they count some of these.
It's got to be a Wemby stat.
A Wemby stat
of Charlotte, which has just been a fun team to watch this year.
I mean, look at this. They just avoid him.
Hawkins stopped on the dime, right?
3 wide open drives. You just see Victor come in and don't even look at the rim.
They're 10 of 13.
They're getting whatever they want.
Small the dish, Coward, probing. Since the All-Star break, their defense has been playing better. This team plays hard, Sean. And in the midst of a 1-9 stretch in their last 10, Burton
to go.
If you try to challenge the Spurs at the rim, you'll probably get embarrassed.
Yeah, and then you sneak one in. Oh, that's a travel.
It was tattooed on his body, so can't wait to celebrate Native American Heritage Night.
That doesn't show up in the stat sheet. He doesn't get a block. He doesn't get a steal for that. But you have Cam Spencer gets all the way in the paint. He looks like he's going to shoot a shot. Victor steps in. He throws the ball away. Our guys go the opposite direction. And Keldon wheels and deals to the basket.
Spurs have just been wheeling and dealing all night. Wemby, another.
Off the bench, got to let him go. Try to find some success from the three-point line to have a chance in this game.
Rollins matched up with Fox, spinning, driving, got caught in the air from De'Aaron Fox coming to the Spurs squad.
and then put on a show with the behind-the-back pass.
Rollins lost the handle. They have to fire a lot from downtown because of number 1 in the middle. That's a kick out, stolen practice yesterday, Bones, with one player wearing like a penny that was specifically Victor Wembanyama, and he had the, you know, what do you call it, the
mesh, the
pads as well.
Well, they had one player in a mesh gold practice jersey, much like you would a quarterback, protecting the quarterback, but to alert everybody to where Wemby was on some of these possessions. And I joked around with Doc. I said, you should have had 2 players, one on the shoulders of another player. And they were using pads to deflect and block shots just to prepare to try to move Wemby around the court. So far, that tactic is not working as well as he had hoped.
But still, nothing prepares you for seeing him in person as he forced the nevermind on Taurean Prince. Fade away by Turner, no good. And Bones, this is what we like to call, going back to this defensive play, a nevermind.
Yeah, I love that term from you, Grady. There's just no way you're getting a shot off here. A couple of times, the pump fake, you know he's tracking. And you know, what lurks isn't always hiding, it's just waiting. And that's the way that Wemby plays his defense.
There might have been 4 feet of separation between Prince and Wemby at the time that he thought about taking a shot. Still thought better of it.
It's where it's hard to calculate on the Defensive Player of the Year metrics when you're counting stats, the ones that don't show up like that. Control with those hands of his.
Rollins threw it away. Self Jackson over to Jang. Jang on the drive behind the back. Jackson towing the line, threw it off Wembanyama, who saves it. AWS.
Well, how many plays does Victor impact where they don't show up statistically? What'd you call it?
Never mind.
The never mind. So as much as we talked about the 180 blocks, there's got to be an equal amount of never minds, along with incredible plays like that. Victor Wembanyama, a guy you got to prepare for in everything that you do.
Leverage score measures the impact each play has on a team's chance to win, distributing credit for those plays to the offensive and defensive players involved. Victor Wembanyama leads the league with a defensive leverage score of 2.97. This means that per game, Wemby's actions on just the defensive side of the floor have amounted to a total increase of his team's win probability by nearly 30%. Ridiculous.
How much one play can shift the fortunes of your team. Great to have a guy like Victor, who has many of them throughout the course of any game.
Spurs jerseys in the building, and their one and only chance to see San Antonio here in Milwaukee this season.
There's another one where you start thinking about Victor and don't have much of a chance.
AJ Green.
Oh my God.
Never mind.
Yeah, he knew right away. Crazy.
Back cut by Wemby. He felt the pressure taken away. The top side cut, so he went back door.
Coral thought about it and realized there was number 1 guarding him.
Yeah, that's because of an excellent job hustling by Williams to get a piece of that.
Bucelis didn't have a block, but may have had a change. Certainly thinking about Wemby right there. And that's the thing. Coach, he can be on the weak side, and he changes the shot.
Well, he plays the entire court. Wherever he stands, he plays the whole court.
In, out, gave it right back to Barnes. Yabusele thought twice. Because so did Miller. 18 points, 11 rebounds, and a couple of blocks. And how many changed shots so far? Bucelis. Miller has been the bright spot off the bench offensively. 5 on the shot clock. Trey Jones kicking it back. Still hot. In and out. Almost in again.
And if he didn't have to rush that one, it might have got in. But he saw Wemby coming at him.
Bucelis. Miller thought about challenging, but no.
You can understand why. To beat the Spurs, you have to have an excellent perimeter shooting night against them, because you get discouraged so many times from trying to take it into the paint, from trying to attack the rim because of Victor Wembanyama. Think about what your thought process must be. You go into the rack and you're saying Victor is somewhere. How high do I have to shoot it above the square?
I might not see it, but I've got to get it high off the glass. And he closes out their possession with a three. Okoro trying to close out the half of the bucket. Talk about high in the air from three-point range tonight. This man's something, Coach.
You know what I noticed? Players that they start to drive in the paint, they forget for that split second, Terry, whether or not Wemby's out on the court or not. And they kind of hurry up and speed things up, wondering, where is he?
Or hesitate to take a look,
and then the shot looks like it's an awkward shot. That's because they hurried it up so much.
So we talk about him affecting every possession when he's on the court, even when he's not on the court. Dillingham got Harper in the air, throws it away.
You know, when Dillingham did that last ball fake and put it on the floor going to the basket, after the first dribble, he was saying to himself, now where am I going? There's Wemby waiting for me at the rim.
He's lurking for a moment at least. He's 21 years old, that's it. And Giddey is 23. I mean, you would imagine those two are the two young players that the Bulls do build around. Miller. Quick swing. Okoro. Miller says,
Spencer, bad pass, threw it out. Spencer right back up to Green. Inside Spencer, he's going to try it. And shot altered just a bit.
Yeah, he's going to make you speed things up around the rim offensively, but make no mistake. If you're trying to finish something around the rim, you know where Victor Wembanyama is at all times.
Definitely getting taken advantage of.
Nate Williams gets inside. Wemby greets him on the double team. Richard back up. Cryer scoots inside. Back out Will Richard.
Jokic goes down after colliding with Wembanyama.
Possession, or 5 on one possession.
Strawther outside, Bruce Brown won't go.
The rookie, Carter Bryant, getting the assignment on Murray, and not even in...
Hardaway. Shadowed by Fox. Gave it up to Gordon. 4 on the shot clock. Brown floats it up. High arcing shot won't go. He tried what he could against that 8-foot wingspan. He's in double figures with 11. Murray couldn't find the angle. Gets off to the races. Gordon downhill. Leaves it for Jokic. Jokic takes his time. Blocked by Wemby. Underway. Murray. Dribbling into a crowd. Got it to Jokic. Jokic won't go. Gordon appears okay now. Backing down the smaller Fox. Wemby over there to help. Pass to a cutting Brown.
And that pass would have normally been a layup.
Yep, it was a never mind.
Help is one thing. You just don't see many guys blocking jump hooks on their guy. It's on him on the switch. It's not going to work.
26 for Wembanyama. Brown outside. Strawther won't go.
He's got 28, 14, 5 assists, and 4 blocks.
Gordon tossed it out.
Dan Denver has been San Antonio 24 and 11. Denver done tonight.
Murray outside. Jokic
this time. His 6th assist of the night.
Jokic.
Gotta say,
George out.
They want to hope to get past the first round.
Andre Drummond came up hobbled, had to sit on the scorer's table for a second. Andre Drummond has checked in. Jay Penny defending. Shot clock going down. George, the dish. Drummond got blocked by Victor. Edgecombe trying to dance on Keldon Johnson. Drives. Last second dish. Out of bounds. Back and forth. Edgecombe driving. Passing out because Victor was there. Justin Edwards, the Kentucky product, no good.
Spurs, they've got energy right now on a Friday night. Bagley, missing badly.
Had to shoot that one over Victor, so he put a little bit more on it.
Marvin Bagley, the third, shut off. Ryan Nembhard. Inside, Bagley. No again.
Again, they had to shoot a high floater with Victor lurking. So Victor doesn't get a block shot there, but he definitely disrupted that shot.
Fadeaway off, team to 2, San Antonio run.
Before he held that ball out, only thing that had a chance of blocking that was one. My goodness. They're just fresh. Give him 3 days off all the time.
Game and a half here. Nembhard
Spurs have 6 turnovers here. Flag.
Oh,
He's already thinking about the dunk.
There's a confrontation. He was thinking about Victor Wembanyama there, towing the break, and how am I going to squeeze this past the big fella?
Frank Orechiga making an appearance there. He's what makes everything go out here on our end.
How many of his teammates even made it across half court?